Tirunesh Dibaba, but Prokopchuka has did a very, very good job. All of a sudden has found this pace really tough, and she was responsible for the second half of the pace-making bit. Jo Baby did her bit, Prokopchuka's done her bit, and now, of course, it's Africa once again in the lead. But meanwhile, we have a big break now. Now, this is interesting because all of a sudden Merger has gone, and Kogo has put the pedal down, and Kipsang sitting there has looked so comfortable, and he's running this in an entirely different way to the way he ran the Olympic marathon. It was a crazy outburst early on in the race, if you remember. He went out, didn't he? And people thinking, well, what's he doing?
It was between 15 and 20 kilometres in the Olympics. He put in a very hard 5 kilometres, built up a big lead, and couldn't maintain it. He came back to him and eventually went past and ended up with the bronze medal.
Well, there's the women's race. Prokopchuka now has about, what, 40 metres off the back of that group. It's a difficult place to be, but she's done a great deal to establish the fast race as they're coming to the left turn with just over a mile to go. So they're up to 12 miles at this particular point, and they'll turn left down this downhill piece, and this is where the race will start to emerge. Now, will it be Edna Kiplagat? Will it be the world marathon champion? Will it be the Olympic champion, or will it be the woman on her debut in third place, Tirunesh Dibaba, the Olympic 10,000-metre champion, the woman who's emerged in recent years to be top of her game, and she looks full of running to me, and quite frankly, with the 12 miles, we've just got 1.1 mile to go, and this is where it'll start to open out. This is where the two leaders at the moment will know that they have a woman behind who is capable of terrific finishing speed. Look at these scenes. Still they come across the start line. 55,000 had the job of getting across the start line, and to this point, which is 2 miles out, the time bridge.
4:21 for the 7th mile, 4:21 for the 8th mile. That is what has blown the doors off this pack just past halfway in this Great North Run. 4:21 for each of those 2 miles. 7th and 8th miles is incredibly quick running and a big acceleration.
Now it's on. The sprint looks to me to be on. Now, who's got the finish? Who's got the finish?
It's a very, very tough last mile, this, Stuart. It's a bit of an optical illusion. They've still got about half a mile to go. And you can see that Gelana there is working with the world marathon champion, Edna Kiplagat, to try and stay clear, to try and break Dibaba. Dibaba, for the first time, this is absolutely the first time she's got a nose in front. A little glance over her shoulder there. I think she's got this under control.
Dibaba, Kiplagat, and Gelana. The world champion in the red top, the Olympic champion on the right in second place at the moment, the Olympic 10,000-metre champion leading.
It's going to be quick. 65 minutes coming up on the clock. Dibaba's gone a little bit earlier than I would have expected. I really thought she might just sit in there behind them and kick with the finish line in sight, but they've still got a few hundred meters to go, and you can see Dibaba now being challenged by Edna Kiplagat, who will not give in. This is a fabulous run from the world marathon champion in red.
It is a very fine finish indeed. Absolutely superb between these two.
Gelana is gone, the Olympic champion in the marathon is going to finish in third place, no better, but it's a bust up here between the world champion in the marathon, who was only 20th in the Olympic Games, Edna Kiplagat, looking for consolation from that disastrous run in the Olympic Games marathon, 6 weeks ago today, as Tirunesh Dibaba hits the front yet again now. She cannot get a gap, though, over Edna Kiplagat. The stubborn resistance of the marathon runner here, as she digs deeper and deeper in these last few hundred meters, is mighty impressive. Now, at last, for the first time, there's a 2-meter gap. Tirunesh Dibaba, another little glance over her shoulder there from the double Olympic champion at 10,000 meters. She took 5,000 and 10,000 gold in Beijing. 10,000 meter gold in London, she said, was her sweetest victory ever, because it came after a year of problems in 2011. But the hamstring problems that we've heard about in recent weeks, that she's been back to Germany for treatment for, don't appear to be troubling her here. There's no handicap evidence as she comes to 400 meters to go. I said it was an optical illusion, Stuart. This finishing straight goes on and on.
It does indeed, and it's still not over yet. Kiplagat's not given up yet, but it looks as though the Olympic 10,000 metre champion has got the edge. She keeps looking. She's obviously not sure, but I think she's got this. She's got it.
Well, the winning time of Paula Radcliffe when she took the world best in 2003, 65.40. They're going to be well outside that, but now she gets more of a gap. It's still going to be a mighty quick time here as they come to the last couple of hundred metres. Tirunesh Dibaba continues on her winning ways. She's keeping her cards close to her chest in regards to her marathon debut, which will be next year. Many think it'll be London, it could be Boston, it could be Paris or one of the others, but Tirunesh Dibaba, fresh from that Olympic victory over 10,000 metres in London, is going to be victor of the 32nd edition of the Bupa Great North Run here today in this ladies' elite race. Fabulous running from the top three athletes. Edna Kiplagat, the world marathon champion from 12 months ago, in second place. The Olympic marathon champion Tiki Gelana in third place for Ethiopia. Will have to settle for a place on the rostrum today, but not the victory, because that goes to Tirunesh Dibaba. Here she comes. What a road debut it is. 67.32 unofficially there for Tirunesh Dibaba to defeat two of the greats, two of the all-time greats in the women's marathon at their own game on the roads, and that is some debut.
Well, it is to beat the world champion, to beat the Olympic champion over the marathon distance, and she waited and waited. The tactician, the tactics were right.
Might be all right. No, he doesn't want it, does he? All right.
Kogo still looking very light on his feet, isn't he? Very relaxed with the arms are swinging down across the body. Looks very much to me like he's got plenty left in the tank in the yellow vest. On the other hand, Kipsang too is a lovely looking runner. He's long legs, keeps his arms very low, deceptive style he's got.
Quite happy to run side by side as the rest, believe it or not, are still crossing the start line.
It's interesting. The men have now been running 49, nearly 50 minutes. In fact, I've got the leaders just there at 11 miles at 49.43. There's one of those Olympic torches. I think there's a couple of thousand of them out there, but they're going for a huge amount on the internet. Hopefully for charity.
All of a sudden, Kipsang takes a slightly different route. On the inside, as you see, and now back behind. And there's a little gap of 4 or 5 meters. It's not significant. Last mile, 4:35, incidentally. This is going to be a very good finish. Just like the women's race was a very fine finish, this is a good one too. No idea which of these two will prevail in the end, and that's what makes it so exciting. Will it be Micah Kogo of Kenya? Will it be Wilson Kipsang of Kenya?
Well, you're looking at a former world record holder for 10,000 on the road up against the world champion in the figure of Kipsang there in second place. But that gap just becoming telling now. Yes. Certainly Kogo's the man we think with superior leg speed.
Yes, I think that's the case, but I think Kipsang will start to try and put in a concerted effort very shortly, I think, in the orange vest. Olympic bronze medalist now. Looks as though he's setting himself up. Kogo, oh, there's Merger coming into the back straight, having a little glance at the watch, how he's doing. Remember, this is his debut. This is his first ever run over the half marathon distance. And Micah Kogo of Kenya leading Wilson Kipsang of Kenya. Africa once again. Mathathi last year, and this year it's going to be a Kenyan again. The battle's still on. Watch the clock. It was always going to be pretty quick, and that looks to me as though it could be a telling advantage at this stage, unless Kipsang's got something left in the tank. But we know that Kogo could sprint, but can Kipsang out-sprint him? He'll have to really get going soon, though, because the finish is approaching very, very rapidly.
Well,
sorry, Tim.
Sorry, George, just going to put things in perspective. The fastest time in history, 58.23 by Zersne Tedeschi Treyer in 2010 in Lisbon. I think they're going to be well outside that, but this is going to be mighty fast. 400 to go and 58 minutes on the clock.
Yes, indeed, and 400 meters means that we've got a sprint race coming up very shortly. Now then, Kipsang's happy to sit in behind. Will he move out and attack shortly? I think there's the move out, is it? Or has Kogo got the better of him? It's only 3 or 4 meters. but it may be enough. Who's got the sprint finish? Now Kipsang, will he dig in? He looks as though he's going to make the attack, but it's maybe too late now. He's not making any progress at the moment. Is the gap narrowing? I don't think it is. Kogo in full flight, heading towards the finish now. I think he may well have got this. Kipsang is flat out, and I don't think he can catch him. Kogo's the man. Kogo's got this. Kogo has got it. Micah Kogo of Kenya coming home. His personal best, 60 minutes and 3 seconds. He's going to be inside that. But look at this from Kipsang now. Kipsang's attacking him. Who thought he'd got that? Kipsang's closing him down. Is he going to come past? What a finish by Wilson Kipsang. I can't believe it. He got it on the line. It was almost a photo finish. What about that? Well, 59.04 or thereabouts, but that wasn't sensational. We almost need a slow motion to sort that one out.
You could see Kogo there with about 20 meters to go, being passed, going, oh no, I haven't got a chance to respond to that. It was perfectly timed, the sprint from Kipsang. That was some turn of speed from a marathon runner.
Not half, I thought it had gone. The margin was significant, then all of a sudden there was a turbocharge turned on. I honestly thought he'd gone. Well, Mr. Merger, he's come into third place here, and that's on his debut, and that's 59.55 or thereabouts. That's unofficial, and that is a very fine debut indeed. Let's update that result then for you. What a race, eh? Wilson Kipsang, 59.06, 1 second ahead of Micah Kogo, both from Kenya. Kenyan Micah of Ethiopia third in 59.56. Well, as far as the women were concerned, Tirunesh Dibaba, her debut over the half marathon, 67.35, ahead of the world marathon champion and the Olympic champion, Kiplagat and Gelana. The men's wheelchair race, well, it was won by Josh Cassidy by a big margin. Simon Lawson of Great Britain was in second place, and Phil Hogg of Great Britain in third.
Normally, towards the last part, I normally try to really, I believe in myself, and I know that sometimes really I can sprint. Yeah, that's why I saw that for me, winning this race was very good for me.
The
course was good for me on the occasion of my very first Great North Run, and even though the rain came later on, it was still a great race.
I wanted to just go at my own pace, and unfortunately I was unwell and on antibiotics during the game, so I'm a bit weak, but coming back and just wanted to test myself.
Well, two of the closest finishes that this famous old race has ever witnessed. Today was very, very special. Well, there's more to come. The Bupa Great Birmingham Run, closely followed by the Bupa Great South Run. And keep up to date on the website, greatrun.org. From the northeast of England, from Tim Hutchins and me, Stuart Story, goodbye.